friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a video that has been highly requested from you guys, and it is how I took my son out of public school and homeschooled him and then end up putting him back into school. It seems like that question comes around a lot because I know that there's a fear of what if I take him out and I do it wrong, or what if I take him out, it doesn't work for us and I want to put my child back in and I can't figure out how. So I'm your girl. I will tell you all about how to go about getting that done. So for reference, I have a 17-year-old now. My husband and I have a 17-year-old. So when we pulled him out of school, he was 12. He was in the 6th grade. We pulled him out at the end of the 6th grade year. It was around the time that the 2020 situation happened where most kids were doing e-learning and virtual learning. We decided that we were not going to send him back. Now, we decided he was going to be homeschooled before that situation happened. That situation just helped progress what we were going to do. I was not happy at all with the setup of e-learning. I know that everything has a learning curve. We were already having some situations take place that was concerning for us, and for just his academics were very important to us. So we already were a little bit worried about some things. He had good grades. That wasn't the problem, but there were things there. Now, I will be going into more depth about his experience and why we pulled him out of school. However, I will not be going over that here on YouTube. That will be going over on my membership. So it'll be on YouTube, but it will be under my membership. He has friends. His privacy is important to me, and so I will not be sharing that just publicly with everybody. So if you decide that you want to subscribe and become a member of this channel, then you will get more information about that. And even with that, I'm not going to share all his business, but I will give you some insight into how we came about that decision. If you are a parent, you, I'm sure, will understand my concern and the things that I'm taking into consideration when I made that decision. So he is now 17. He is a junior in high school. We redid the 6th grade. We did the 7th grade and we did the 8th grade. We actually started his freshman year at home, and then I decided that I wanted to send him back into public school setting. So how did we take him out of school? So there are different levels of regulation, I'll say, throughout the United States. So for those of you who are watching this outside of the United States, you'd have to check your own local regulations for your country and, your specific area. I'm speaking specifically for those who reside here in the United States. So in the United States, obviously we are allowed to homeschool, and each state kind of governs their own homeschooling regulation. And so there are groups of states who have different type of requirements. I am in a state where we have low regulation, as well as there is no notice required to the state that you're going to homeschool your kid. So I want to say that first. The handful of states that go about that, or that have that similar or the same regulation, is Texas, Missouri, Connecticut, New Jersey, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and I may be missing a couple, but those are the states that have no notice requirement. So technically, when I pulled him out of school, I could have just unenrolled him from the school. Yes, they would have tried to get me to sign forms and all of that. You do not have to. So if you sign them, they will take them, of course, but you don't have to. So when I withdrew him from their school, I did send in a letter of intent. It was not a requirement for my state. For some states, it is. Although I just gave you a list of states, you should still check with your specific state to see what the requirements are, okay? The website that I used to check this was HSLDA, and that is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. It's a nonprofit group. It's been around since 1863, and they are advocates for ensuring that we have the option to homeschool. So it's really cool. I would absolutely recommend, if you're here watching this video, I highly recommend that you check that website out. You can become a member if you're looking to have someone advocate for you. You want legal advice, things like that. They're 24/7. I am not a member of that. I've never been a member of that. But again, my state has very low regulations, and so I didn't feel like it was necessary. After I withdrew him from school, I emailed a letter of intent to the school. The school then sent it to the state. That was just extra work that I did. The school did ask me to complete a form. I denied it. They asked me a couple times, and then I reminded them what our state laws were, and they backed off. There was no issues there. They were very kind. They wished us well. So homeschooling, I didn't have to communicate with anybody at all. I didn't have to register our homeschool. I didn't have to do anything. I just picked up and moved forward, okay? Again, that experience will be over on my membership channel. As far as putting him back in school, once I decided that it was a for sure go that I wanted to put him back in school, it was as simple as this. I created a transcript for him with his grades that I had been keeping, and I registered him for school, and that was it. I registered him. They asked what school he had been attending. I gave them the name of our homeschool. They asked for a transcript or records, and I just uploaded the transcript that I created. Now, if you need help creating the transcript, that is also something that'll be over on my my membership account. I created this transcript for him, uploaded it. He was good to go. He did not have to take any testing. He did not have to do anything additional at all. I didn't have to come in there with a portfolio. It was as simple as that. So there is a no notice, low regulation area. There's states for that. There's also states that require a notice, but low regulation. And then there's moderate regulation, and then there is high regulation. The high regulated states are very few. I think there's like 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken, which is New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and I believe Pennsylvania. Again, that's something that you want to check as well on the website. But I think those are the states that require the most, where you may have like a portfolio that you may have to do. There's testing requirements. There are also like specific courses, a time frame on homeschooling. There's a lot. Signing him up was easy as that. He did amazing his first year. When we signed him up, homeschool students are usually treated with a lot of respect and care, because you have that dedicated, when done properly, I'll say, you have dedicated one-on-one focused education with your student, right? And so he was treated as such. They asked if I wanted to put him into honor classes. I told them just one, because he wanted to start getting involved and active right away. Before he was enrolled in that school, he did a golf camp, and then he joined the football team. He joined the track team. Like, he just dove right into trying to be as active as possible after being homeschooled, which was a positive. That was great. So he went the whole year. He only had 1 honors classes. I believe the next semester we added another one, just to see how he was able to balance everything, as well as the transition. Because remember, if you're taking them out of school, they're going through a deschooling process. When you're putting them back into school, they have to get back into the habit of going to school and waking up early and all of that. So I did give him some time to do that. He is now a junior. He is now in all AP classes, which is credits that he gets for college level classes. And so he's doing really well. So if you are someone that is scared and nervous, initially I was hesitant, because I'm like, can I teach his grade level? I can't even remember this stuff, but it was fine. It was all, I was not good in math when I was in school at all. English was my thing. I was always good in English, but I didn't remember every single rule. So I was nervous, but you just learn right aside them. And so it was a very successful time. He did well. And I still see a lot of things that I taught him then that he does now. Of course, I'm mom and I won't get credit for that ever, but I see a lot of things that were taught. He definitely learned a lot of discipline. I'm blessed that it was a very easy transition to get him back into school. If you are looking for help on pulling your student out of school or putting them in school, please reach out to me. I will have my website information below, where if you want to set up a consultation to try to assist you, I will definitely do that. If you don't see it in this video, keep checking back, because once I complete everything, it will be available for you guys to book virtual sessions with me, where I will try my best to help you out as much as I can. If you have any questions that I didn't answer in this video about pulling your student out of school or placing them back in school, please leave it in the comments below, or you can send me an email. Again, if you want more in-depth information, become a member of this channel where you can get more personal information or more in-depth information. And if you are interested in seeing more homemaking and homeschooling, day-to-day real life information, or just getting to peek inside of our home, inside of our homeschool, go ahead and head on over to my Patreon account and become a member over there. But thank you guys so much. Remember that you can do all things through God who gives you strength.